Today marks the 62nd anniversary of Florence Sabin's death. In honor of her memory, let's look back to an interview held during one of her finest moments. Good evening and welcome back to The Talk. I am your host, Margaret Butterworth, here with our distinguished guest. She's renowned for her studies of the lymphatic system. Please let me welcome Miss Florence Sabin.
Hey guys, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you tonight, Florence?
I'm very well, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So, Florence, tell us about your childhood.
Well, when I was 7, my mom passed on from a fever, and then my father took my older sister, Mary, and I to Chicago so we could spend the days with our uncle. Then after that, we would spend our days over the summer with our grandparents down in Vermont.
I bet it was hard for you and your sister to be left by your parents so early on in life.
At first, but eventually one overcomes the fact and adapts to the situation they're in. After that, I went to Vermont Academy and got my bachelor's degree in science from Smith College.
Did your childhood have any current effect on your current career?
I don't believe so, but if it did, it would be because I was subconscious and I didn't recognize it. Maybe it was because my mom died from a fever and I wanted to know more about it.
I see. So, when you attended Smith, what were your majors?
Well, I majored in zoology and mathematics.
Did you want to be a zookeeper as a little girl?
No, it just interested me at the time. But I wanted to be a pianist when I was younger. But I wasn't very good at it. The only talent I really have is in mathematics and science.
Well, your talent for that certainly comes out in your many awards. What would you say is your proudest achievement?
That's kind of a hard one, but I would have to say that it was when I was elected into the National Academies of Science, mainly because I was respected for the research and the studies that I've put in.
Amazing accomplishment. So, what's it like to be the first lady of American science?
Well, honestly, it's just a lot of pressure. Us women were not expected to do much other than stay at home and raise a family. So I guess there's just a lot of criticism and prejudice towards us. I mean, surely you know this, Margaret, being a popular talk show host and all.
I sure do, and I'm sure other women out there feel the same thing. Did you find a lot of this gender inequality being 1 out of 14 girls in a class of 45 while attending college?
You know what, this is something that upsets me because I found that we had to work harder just to be just as smart as the next guy. I found out that a man would get all the same answers right on an exam and yet receive a higher grade even though that no extra credit was applied.
I thought instructors weren't supposed to pick favorites or be biased.
I thought that too, although they may not make it public, they do tend to pick favorites within the class. It's unfortunate because it just proves that we are powerless to control.
Now I heard that you recently gained Mr. Franklin DeMaul as your mentor, so what's he like?
Well, not only that he is a great mentor, but he is also an advocate and an intellectual role model. He's a good friend and colleague too.
On anything?
Yeah, we're actually working on a 3D model of a newborn baby's brainstem and the embryological development of the lymphatic system.
That certainly seems like a lot of work, but you must have some interest outside of science. So what hobbies do you have?
Well, I'm a sucker for classical music. I also love philosophy, good books, and I also love to travel. According to my colleagues, I am notorious for my dinner house parties.
Well, I should attend one of these dinner parties and see just how good it actually is.
Well, I'd love to have you over.
I'm sure that being so busy with work that you have many published papers, so how much do you have?
Well, I have over 100 scientific papers in several book chapters, 2 books, and I have a numerous collection of presentations.
That certainly seems like a lot of work. Are you sure you didn't want to become a writer as a child?
Oh, I'm positive.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have tonight, folks. Goodbye and good night and goodbye, everybody. Florence Sabin was a wonderful woman. She has created so many advancements in science that the world will never be the same.